He uses acupuncture needles in the traditional points, but with a twist. Through them, he directs a form of electricity, as he calls it. But he doesn't draw the electricity from a wall socket. He claims to generate it within his own body. It was nothing like any acupuncture I'd ever had. I was getting really powerful electric shocks and couldn't control my movements at all.
Okay.
He says that what he does is no more supernatural than an electric eel, which also knows how to harness its yin and yang energies.
Yin yang, positive and negative, you know. And my positive from here and my negative from here. And we meet together, this can get like electricity.
And is this because you're special? You have a special sort of body?
Meditation every day.
It's meditation.
Meditation every day, like a yoga. But I study about 18 years.
18 years?
18 years from my child people.
Can you project this energy through your hands only, or through other things as well?
Not only my hands. Only my hands. Like you can touch me, like this. It's nothing, okay? It's my burn. Just like this.
Our sound recordist, Simi, was skeptical at first. Later, he told us that anybody could learn this. God had given us all the yin-yang polarity, but it takes discipline and meditation to awaken and control it. And you must be very aware of your emotions. This energy can be dangerous. It can kill as well as heal. Then he asked for our newspaper. Whatever he had done to our newspaper, it's how he'd healed my eyes that made me wonder.
Master Duan, like his family, is a devout Catholic, and his unique form of Qigong encompasses the Taoist and Buddhist beliefs, as well as Christian principles. Although Qigong is not a religion and requires no change in a belief system, the balance and peace one feels after doing these exercises will extend to all aspects of one's life. Master Duan, who has been studying Wu Ji, Qigong, and martial arts since he was 7 years old, is a doctor of traditional Chinese medicine who is renowned for his compassion and generosity. He typically charges 10 yuan, which is about $1 for a Qigong treatment. Master Duan incorporates acupuncture, moxibustion, and Trina massage techniques with his Wu Ji Qigong. This means he uses his own Wei Qi, or emitted energy, to restore balance in his patients. It is believed that these energy imbalances lead to all illnesses and ailments. As with all great Qigong masters, the power of their balanced Qi and what they collect from nature actually catalyzes and promotes healing in their patients. To build up his own Qi and to maintain his health and mental balance, Master Duan practices Wu Ji Qigong for 1 hour each morning. This is followed by a strenuous Kung Fu workout, where this 90-year-old master routinely spars with other masters and students 1/3 his age. Master Duan's Wu Ji Qigong is an easy-to-learn system that is comprised of 18 individual forms. Each form is designed to energize different internal organs and promote Qi energy flow throughout the body. Stretching in various ways both loosens the muscles and tendons while stimulating the 12 acupuncture meridians. This helps to unblock stagnant Qi, believed to be the root of physical and mental problems. Wu Ji Qigong has its roots in sword fighting, the Duan family specialty. Most of the moves are focused on loosening up and strengthening the shoulders, neck, and wrists, keys to winning in battle, and coincidentally, key trouble spots for modern-day computer users. Curiously, Master Duan believes one cannot be a good fighter without being a good healer. On the battlefield, a warrior must be adept at tending to his own wounds and those of his fellow soldiers. The powerful techniques of Qigong were thus coveted as secret knowledge, since holding this information meant having the competitive edge. Even with its deep honor of traditional ways, Master Duan's magic lies in his incredible flexibility. His openness to new ideas and willingness to grow and learn is what he says keeps him young at heart. It is also the essence of his Qigong teaching. Master Duan believes that practicing the slow and specific moves of Qigong helps us to remember that we are all connected through a singular, infinite energy he calls Wu Ji. He believes that understanding the concept of chaos in nature will help us with all we encounter.
The essence of all evolution in nature emerges from chaos. By understanding the infinite energy that is always available to us, we can flow naturally with the chaotic rhythms of the universe. Try to avoid patterns and repetition. Mix things up and let qi flow smoothly. Remain flexible and relaxed in all you do. This is to truly understand Qigong.
Master Duan is experiencing the deep and synchronized breathing of Qigong connects us to the original breath that created the universe. A true master, Duan Zhiliang, is consumed with his passion. He teaches constantly at parks around the city and has recently started teaching foreign doctors. His wife of 45 years works with him, as she is also a well-respected teacher and healer. The balance of his time is spent treating patients at one of his 2 simple Qigong clinics located in impoverished neighborhoods in Beijing. He chooses to share his vast knowledge with a wonderful sense of humor and joy.
While the demonstrations of Sifu Yung over the last 20 years have always been a manifestation of continuous evolution in both quality and depth, nothing could have prepared the audience for what they were to witness at the 1996 International Chinese Internal Arts Festival. In a program entitled The Power of Mindfulness, Sifu Yung gave his most profound and awe-inspiring display to date, a manifestation of phenomenon which few people could have believed until that afternoon, a glimpse of the true nature and higher potential of Qi power.
About any bubble. When your energy are routed properly, the positive ion will reach the ground and displace negative energy from underground. The ground is negative ions. This is positive ion. Just like air have ion, right? Everything have ions. Positive ion, negative ion, human blending of the fusion of the two. When your energy from lower dantian, everything connect down to the root of the ground, just like we do in standing posture, it will reach the ground to the point that it will displace energy outside and coming up to you like a bubble. And then there are ways to create that electromagnetic energy around it. Whereby the whole thing becomes like you watch. You know electromagnetic, it's like a magnetic corrugated chain thing. Come. Blood that large qi is qi that moves blood. So by you start working on the muscle, which is very tangible, it will cause the blood to what? To move with the coiling and coiling, right? In a way, it also moving the chi. And later on, it's a mind that guides the whole thing. So at the beginning, it's outside. Later, more and more inside. Alright? So first of all, to do that, you need to have a proper body, a proper vessel. The proper vessel must be in harmony with heaven and earth, whereby each bone connects to each bone in a proper way. Alright? And then each organ in the place also with proper dynamic, whereby the emotion also needs to be stable, your mind needs to be stable, your body mechanic needs to be stable, and your mechanic in relation all things need to be harmony. So that seems a lot, right? That's why all my students, even though they first came, they might be not Buddhists. After a while, they all become more like Buddhists. And they start doing prayer practice to stabilize their mind. They start doing meditation to stabilize their mind. They start doing different things because all that make difference. And then the practice, even the ritual running in a Mijung, which we practice, it's not about appearance. It's about what? As a means to develop your mindfulness of how to be respectful. In a way, it's through the outer method you understand the inner structure. For the outer guru, we get to know the inner guru. And for the inner guru, we get to connect with what we refer as the silver guru, which is your, the Buddha nature, your original nature. We call it Buddha nature because the nature is the same for everyone, whether you're a Christian or Buddhist. Just like if you die, you go through the same state of battle, whether you're a religious person or not. The difference is, if you have been trained for it, your mind be very stable, and you can really direct your conscience in any way you wish to go. One take refuge in Buddha Dhamma Sangha because it's clean. It's a clean energy. Buddha wished nothing but the best for everyone. Did not want you to worship him. Did not want you to do anything else except to bring benefit to yourself. Did not promise you heaven. Did not promise you nothing to say, if you do this, this is happen. If you do this, it happen. Okay? Whichever you want, I love you the same. If you have the belief system, better have something that will encourage you to do better all the time. Not become clear up, become divisional, so on and so forth. Yeah. Just like my teacher, he encouraged us not to involve in politics or involve in anything, but just be compassionate for the benefit of all humanity. So that's why many students of mine, when they start to do Tai Chi, they all become Buddhists. So you don't have to put up like I'm a Christian, I'm a Buddhist, I'm a Muslim. Just be a good person. But how to be a good person? You need a way, a structure to help you understand. So for me, the best way is Buddha Dhamma. In martial art, I know many people who are very good martial art. Not one has been my role model for humility. Not one. Bruce Lee, not for humility. No one. No martial art people I know say, oh, I'm only second to so. No, they all think they're the best. And create a lot of unnecessary conflict. Even when they're good in what they do, a lot unnecessary conflict. And the one that my role model is my own good guru, Hare. True compassion. So we need a good role model. You hang out with the wrong kind of role model, you're really going to drag you down that direction. Follow me? So the benefit of that is we having a belief system that can help you to improve yourself. Because the belief system is what? A means to help you understanding how things work. Then the best to find a way that's helpful to you, not one that have, the disadvantages.
At the 6th International Chinese Internal Arts Festival, which was held in October 1997 at the city of Newcastle upon Tyne in England, Lama Dondrup Dorje gave a demonstration on how energy is cultivated through the practice of classical Qigong in a program entitled A Discourse on the Physical Manifestation of the Buddhist Classics, the Heart Sutra of Perfection of Wisdom. The Heart Sutra of Perfection of Wisdom explains why emptiness is the true nature of all phenomena. According to the teaching of Lord Buddha, understanding of this emptiness, referred to as Kong in Chinese and as Tompa Nyi in Tibetan, has the power to bring cessation to all forms of human suffering. This film you are about to see is a condensed presentation of the original program given by Lama Dondrup Dorje, which lasted over 1 hour and 40 minutes.
the Heart Sutra of the Buddhist scripture is a discourse given by Buddha. Now, most of the thing that we do is motivated by the dynamic of vibratory. You find this dynamic of vibratory exists not only among people who may not like each other, it exists also among husband and wife, brothers and sisters. In all levels of society, vibratory is football game. My team going to be better than your team. If it's not, we start saying something perhaps not too pleasant about the other team. Now, all this is about attaching to things that you fantasize. Now, when you base on vibratory like this, after a while, even when you are successful, when you succeed in attaining what you want to attain, you end up still unhappy. You might say, I want this promotion for this job, and you get this promotion. But at the end of the day, when you get it, you suddenly realize, wait a minute, I am not as happy as I thought I will be. And that's suffering. Suffering also means uncertainty, not knowing how things will turn out, not knowing how things should be or would be. It also means a recurring situation. A recurring situation is something you know that happened once before, you ignore it. You do not take notice of it. The next time, you return in a bigger dosage, until to such point you cannot ignore it. Now that is generally the manifestation in terms of physical sense, that's disease. In terms of the way you're interacting with people, that's when you become unhappy. You feel that you need to control the situation. Today, we ask one of the Noble Karate Club here, Simon Crow, Senator Simon Crow, who had been practicing karate for 18 years. He's a 3rd-degree black belt in karate. He will assist me by doing what he normally do. It's punching, kicking, full power, full speed, whatever you want to do. And now try to explain it wing by Kong. Now Kong is like this. If you think you are independent, that is, you are so important that everything must work around it, means you have this idea. The idea is, I want to be successful, I want to be happy. Because I want to be happy, you need to suffer. I don't care what happens to you, I want to be happy. You see that happens sometimes on the street of people perhaps who is behaving themselves. They want to pick on people. They want to show that they're in control of the situation. Why? I am stronger than you. You are constantly, continuously acting in opposition to what you truly want, to what you truly feel. Are you not creating suffering? Now, in control, for example, is here. In a general situation, okay, a control will be, I give him a punch, he's blocked, and he punch back, and I block. Now that's vibratory. That means whoever bad denied person, that's vibratory. Okay, I punch, he block, he punch, he block. Vibratory. That is, I am me, and you are different. I'm not with you. Alright, that's very much is, like if you are a needle, you drop it in a glass of water, the needle is still the needle, the water is still water. But in the Heart Sutra, you are not really real. That all things is of empty. Now what does that mean? It means emptiness is the same as fullness. Fullness is the same emptiness. Full means you should be more like a salt, a grain of salt. When you're a grain of salt and you drop in a glass of water, you no longer become a grain of salt. You become part of every atom of that water. You're not just one grain of salt, water, no. You become every part of the water, and every part of the water becomes that salt. What it means is, he punched me, I don't only just separate here, but I come before him. I become him, because I become him, I can play his energy. And after a while, you have seen form practice before. That's the first stage of stretching the body, grouping the mind. Later on, the form not only important. Now, you might wonder what's happening. Why I explain to people to say, are you jumping because there's something in your pants? Now, why are you jumping so excitedly? Explain to them.
The feeling when I begin to attack is exactly as if I were attacking any other martial art practitioner. I have the absolute intention to hit, because that's what I've been requested to do. However, as I begin the attack with full intention, I bounce back. It's very difficult to describe, but I do lose control of my body. Sometimes more profoundly than others. Sometimes the legs move from underneath you. Sometimes you feel the body steered. But all the time, you're being guided. That's probably the best way I could suggest it.
Okay. Now, that is what I talk about by merging it with the person. He might be attacking me, but I welcome him and wish the relationship with him. I do not wish to be separate from him. I wish to become him. Because I become him, I can help him to change it to act in a different way. Kung, we say, Kung means the material world that we know, the illusional world that we know. You can touch it. You punch, you can touch it. Okay, you can touch it, and you can feel that. At the same time, punch. Same thing. I reverse energy by becoming his energy and change energy. Then I change it a little bit so that I'll make it play in totally different situation. But at the moment, there is not getting hurt. Why? The energy I use is extending. Now, however, stand this way. Okay. However, if I wish to change energy, current energy expanding inside the body is in body, so it doesn't get hurt. However, if we come in, I condense energy. This way is it present? Come again. Open up again. That's why classical internal art is about not just fighting. No, it's about healing. It's about understanding the nature of things. So that, for example, if you punch me, instead of trying to block me here, okay, whoever strong will stop that. I help it, in the most extent, I help him to say, in a shift, but I check it there. Alright. Now, it doesn't even need that much, maybe I use a little finger. Look. But if your mind is not pure, intense or pure, we cannot do it. That means you wish to do something, while you intend to do something, the body goes elsewhere. So how can you move your energy? Qigong practices is about where your mind extends, your energy to go over there. Now, what's the difference between applying energy with dynamic or vibratory as comparison to working energy in a harmonious manner? When you work either dynamic or vibratory, you're always creating conflict. Conflict means something has to give, something has to be better in someone. You are actually saying, you got to stop that horn, you can't. Okay? Try this angle. Now this, I flip him over. Now, I'm going to do it slightly different way. I flip sideways. You okay? I'm fine. Okay, you come again. You can also throw. So there's nothing to do outside. The form outside, you do the form. So for example, Tai Chi. Okay. Now so far Tai Chi. Okay. In the beginning stage, you have to have contact. Okay. For example, you punch, lock there, go there. Okay. You know, you block there. You to do that. But after a while, it doesn't matter. Come on, you just do what you want to do. Don't mind me. Energy is not one direction, it's all direction. See, this way you get disturbed. What Buddhists? There's no Buddha in the world. There are people who are confused, that's all. That's why you must have compassion. You alright? Now, don't go down now. Stand firm, don't go down now. Okay? Alright? Don't go down now. Ready? No. Let me get it clear. Do not go down. Strongest stand you have. Okay. Strong stance you have. Okay, we'll do this one, alright? Okay? Don't go down now. No. Okay. I'm going to now do this. I'm going to do this. Okay? And then let's see what happens. Because it really doesn't matter what I do. It's fighting himself. That's because his energy is based on mind. So when I teach really classical Qigong practices, I do not teach about manipulating energy. Traditionally, in China, real martial arts people do not just study martial arts. They divide 50% of time in studying classics on ethics, on conduct. 50% of time on practicing physical work. In time come, from physical work, we move to non-physical work. Now what's that mean, for example, physical work in the beginning, okay? Physical work, later on, non-physical work. Now, you can communicate anything you like. Now this is a clear straight engine. Now let us start turning in reading body and change it. For that, I want to make him stay of a different kind of buoyancy. Did you jump up yourself?
Absolutely not.
Why else he go? Because while he went to come forward, I shift his energy. So his energy may go forward, something, he went up this way. Because he went up that way, he go up that way.
Sometimes I do find it very difficult to explain. Again, attacking with full intent, absolutely determined to strike. That again has been what's been requested. That last one was more sapping. I just lost all will to attack at that point. Not bouncing, just sinking. Literally a sapping.
And at first beginning, I'm manipulating his energy in a way. I'm actually working. I'm merging with, I tell you with. Then guess what? Next, when they come to me, they come in. Ready? With full intention coming. This doesn't feel horrible. Come. Loving kindness, some work much better. If they want to fight me, I say, don't fight me. Be nicer to be kind to people. Something will can gone. His whole body is based on vibratory of energy, one pushing out, and change that thing. That's not important. much nicer to feel open. And because of that, you lose intensity. If you cannot honestly trust what you say, you cannot understand what you feel in the heart match what you speak, then your action does not match what you have in your mind. How is it possible? You can ask the body to work with you. So more practice and more form cannot help you. In fact, it gives you a sense of life. You feel like, oh, I'm better now than before. I'm better than so and so. Like classical teaching, remind people to say, be humble. Understanding all things is good. That nothing is solid. In fact, suffering does not exist. It exists because it gives you the power to exist. Why? Your body works towards to maintain the dynamic, to support it to exist. That's why in classical training, the first thing we're actually being taught is not about physical exercises. It's about acting. It's about conduct. How to behave. To be sincere means whatever you do, you act with your heart and your mind, 100%. Each go by the nature of what they have. Since we have a nature that most people don't realize, you already have a nature. A nature is beautiful. But most people don't. They have to go and acquire knowledge. They have to go and acquire other things. After a while, they become very real. Then suddenly, you're working against yourself more and more without you even realizing it. And so you feel, I got to have more knowledge. I need to have more ability. I need to have more means of finances. Why? Again, same dynamic mind. But in real terms, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. There are always ways you can provide a means whereby all things end up win-win. He punched me. I do not wish him to bully me. I wasn't bullying him either. Okay. That's the difference between working with rivalry and working with harmony. Harmony being part of it. So if you're bring a sword, you know you're going to bring a sword from a warrior. You're merging with that one. You are not separate. In the Heart Sutra, they say all things is home. All is home of emptiness. Because this emptiness is not real. Yet emptiness is also real. Because it's real, you have disease, it can also be changed. Acting is according to nature is important. But if your mind, what you have in your mind, cannot match what you say, and what you do cannot match your mind, how is it you can say, I can move the energy and energy will work on it? That's pretty conflict. That's why classical teaching, the first thing you do is about understanding and content. Also, understanding of energy by term of relating to it. That means, for example, put your hand here. All you have to try to push me. Just push me. Whatever you are, you become that. Because you become that, you're not based on rivalry, it becomes like, let's merge and get along. Let's understand each other. Isn't that the basic of relationship? Relation between yourself and your partner, yourself and people you work with, yourself and your brother and sister, yourself even with the car that you drive, the tool that you use. But understand your nature and apply it. The truth about Kong in the Heart Sutra is all is of emptiness. You will understand how selflessness will really are. If you can see beyond that, then you will rise above all suffering. Whatever it comes, you learn how to deal with it. By first understanding nature, and then by understanding nature, by becoming a part of its nature. But before you do that, you have to learn about sincerity. That is, you're going to have to develop in a way whereby whatever you think,
Whatever you do, match. That's referred as sincerity. With that comes insight, which is another word for wisdom that gained by experiences. And once you have that, you can learn to cultivate yourself. By cultivating yourself, next, you can cultivate other people. And through this merging and working with nature, that is what in the classics refer as merging with heaven and earth. You're no longer just a human, you're part of everything. Every person you see that as your own mother, as your own father, as your own brother, as your own sister, as someone who has been your best of friends. If this is the case, how can you act unkindly towards others? After, from the foundation. Home, understanding, whatever you feel important today, tomorrow is gone. So this way, when you come upon good fortune, you accept that, say, I thank you for this. And you examine from an impermanence point of view. That is, well, it's good now, tomorrow, pass the best times. And as a result, you don't get excited about it. Yeah, things are not going so well, I hurt myself and I lost my job, so well, examine, understand the dynamic of cause and effect. That is, whatever happened now is a result of something happened before. If that's the case, that means you are responsible for it. If you are responsible for it, then you say, I am grateful it happened. Allow me a chance to purify the defilement in my mind. As a result, you allow this to come through. And that is what we refer as classical Qigong practices. You don't start out working with energy first, you start with understanding your own nature. By practicing, cultivating sincerity, cultivating reverence, cultivating humility, cultivating gratitude. This way, all things you embrace with your whole heart. So, in terms of the training, the form itself is no more than a way that replicates the mental activity of the gross mind and the gross body. The movement has a very specific connection to the body. How connect? For example, if you hold onto my hand very, very strong, don't let me move. Yeah, you decided now. Don't let me move. Now let's try to fight in the internal vibrate. I will have help. I can move him, but then I don't work very hard. But emerging means connect with my body, connect to my ribs. Connect my body, I close my body, I open my body. When that pushing me, I merge in him. Okay? Don't move now, you mustn't move. Mustn't move. Is he strong? You feel that? Very strong. But I'm gonna fight him, I say, let's get along. Okay? Now, I say, let's get along, but you also need to move back. How? Watch. Like, oh, you what? You would say you do Tai Chi, you do on. So on, palm. Very strong. Okay. Is that right? Okay. But you will turn, you fight him as strong, but if you don't fight Chi, that's it. You must push. We have won many medals that push hands and all that. Even in America, you won that. You know? You won that. Where are you going? No, don't go away. You mustn't go. Look. No, where are you going? Come. Come on. You're empty, you're not there. You're not there, that's why you go. You want energy balancing? You say, let's balance it. If you want it not to bounce so much, that's also okay. we could. Maybe you can grab my throat at the same time, is it easier? Throw here. But I can still speak. You must speak properly. Oh, are you okay, sir? Yes, I'm so sorry. Okay, that's fine. Alright. So, it's not bad, all is empty. That's what when you see, you understand, all things is home. Home remind us to be humble, remind us to accept things as what they are. If it's pleasant, be happy. If it's not too pleasant, it's okay too. In fact, even be grateful. Often we will say, who is more kind to you, Jesus or Buddha, or someone who wants to hurt you, your enemy? My answer always is the one who wants to hurt me. Through that person, allow me, encourage me to convey more compassion, more insight, more understanding. Home is a very useful component to remember. The fact that I demonstrate today is hope to inspire, to encourage people to apply this understanding. I have one very, very simple philosophy. Help other people as much as you can. But when it's not possible, at least do not cause harm. Thank you for being here.